Still think a diabetes diagnosis means giving up chips and crackers for good? A 2015 study from Weill Cornell Medical College proves something most people, and frankly, most doctors are getting completely wrong. There are 5 crunchy snacks that aren't just safe for you. They can actually cut your blood sugar spikes by up to 37%. Let me say that again so it sinks in. 37%. Not from a pill, not from a new prescription. From the right snack eaten the right way. Now, I know what's been happening in your kitchen. After your diagnosis, you walked into your pantry and threw out everything that crunched. The crackers, the chips, the trail mix, all of it gone. And for what? So that on Friday night you'd sneak half a sleeve of cookies anyway and then hate yourself on Monday when the glucometer showed 180. That binge cycle is doing more damage than a controlled smart snack ever would. And the worst part, and the worst, the diabetic-friendly boxes you replaced everything with. The low carb, the keto, the no sugar added. Most of them are spiking your blood sugar just as hard as plain white bread. Today, I'm going to walk you through the 5 crunchy snacks I actually recommend to my patients with type 2 diabetes and prediabetes. And stay with me until the very end because the snack at number 5 surprises almost everyone I tell, and the bonus technique after it is the real game-changer. Before we go any further, do me a small favor. Tell me in the comments, what's the one crunchy snack you've been craving but afraid to touch since your diagnosis? Just the name. I want to see how many of you are quietly missing the same thing. And if you'd like to be part of a growing community of people over 60 who are taking back control of their blood sugar without giving up the foods they love, just tap subscribe. But before I reveal the list, you need to understand one critical thing about why most diabetic-friendly snacks have been failing you all along. Here's the truth nobody on those snack box labels wants you to hear. The problem was never that you were snacking. The problem was and still is what you were snacking on, and a snack that genuinely works for your blood sugar at 60 plus has to follow 2 simple rules. It has to be rich in fiber and it has to carry real protein. Miss either one and you're back to square one. Let me show you why those 2 words matter so much. When you look at a nutrition label, ignore the big low-carb sticker on the front. Flip the box, take the total carbs and subtract the fiber. That number, net carbs, is the carb that actually hits your bloodstream. A cracker can say 12 grams of carbs on the label and still behave like 2 grams in your body if 10 of those grams are fiber. A meta-analysis of 33 randomized controlled trials, published in POS Medicine in 2020, looked at exactly this. Patients who increased their dietary fiber saw their HbA1c drop by about 2 mL per mole and their fasting blood sugar fall by roughly half. A ml per liter. Small numbers on paper, big numbers on your A1C report 3 months from now. Think of fiber as a fine mesh sieve sitting between your snack and your bloodstream. Without it, sugar pours in like a broken dam. With it, the same sugar trickles through slowly, gently, without that violent spike. Now add protein on top of that. For you, this isn't just about blood sugar. After 60, your body starts losing muscle quietly, a condition called sarcopenia. Every snack you eat is either a chance to feed that muscle or a chance to feed only fat and glucose. Protein does both jobs at once. It blunts the sugar curve and it protects what your legs and your back depend on every morning when you stand up. Keep those 2 rules in your back pocket. Fiber protein, because the first snack on my list is probably sitting in your pantry already, and you've been using it wrong. Let's start with number 1. And this is the snack I reach for first when a patient asks me, "Doctor, what can I actually eat in the afternoon?" Seed and nut crackers. Not wheat crackers with a few seeds sprinkled on top for show. I mean crackers where the entire ingredient list is seeds and nuts. Sunflower, pumpkin, flax, chia, sesame, almonds. No refined flour, no enriched anything. If you've seen the Ella's Flats brand at your grocery store or anything similar in the gluten-free aisle, that's exactly the category I'm talking about. Here's why these are so powerful. 3 of these crackers give you about 5 grams of total carbs minus 4 grams of fiber. That leaves just 1 gram of net carbs hitting your bloodstream, and you get around 7 grams of protein in the same handful. That ratio is almost impossible to find in a conventional cracker. The science backs this up in ways that should make you sit up straight. A study published in the journal Nutrients in 2022 looked at 19 men with type 2 diabetes. The researchers gave them 15 grams of ground flax before breakfast. The result, their peak glucose dropped by 17%, and the total glucose load over the 2 hours after eating fell by 24%. From one small change before a meal, you were going to eat anyway. A separate study in Frontiers in Nutrition, published in 2021, looked at almonds eaten regularly by patients with type 2 diabetes. Their HbA1c dropped meaningfully over the trial period, and the researchers credited the monounsaturated fats, the same healthy fats your heart needs after 60. Let me tell you about Helen. She came to see me at 64, 2 years into a prediabetes diagnosis, lives alone since her husband passed, and every afternoon around 3, she'd boil the kettle and have her tea with 2 or 3 of those sweet biscuits. In 6 months, her A1C had crept from 6.2 up to 6.5. When I asked her why she didn't just stop, she looked at me and said, "I just need something to break the afternoon stillness with." So I didn't ask her to stop. I asked her to swap. 3 seed crackers, same teapot, same chair. 4 months later, her A1C was 6.0, and what she told me on that follow-up visit stayed with me. She said, "It's not the snack I'm in love with, it's the ritual." Now, when you go shopping for these, here's what to look for. 4 grams of fiber per serving minimum. No natural flavors. No refined vegetable oils. Eat them plain, crumble them onto a salad, or top one with a slice of tuna. The ritual stays. The damage doesn't. If your local store doesn't carry seed crackers, or if you want something with a little more punch behind it, number 2 on my list is for you. Flax-based crackers. Specifically, the kind made mostly from flax seed, apple cider vinegar, and sea salt. The Flackers brand is the one most of my patients recognize, but any cracker with that short, clean ingredient list will do. The numbers here are even cleaner. 1 serving gives you about 10 grams of total carbs, but 9 of those GOR fiber. So you're walking away with just 1 gram of net carbs and 5 grams of protein in your body. What makes this snack special isn't just what it doesn't do to your blood sugar. It's what it actively does for it over time. A meta-analysis published in Complementary Therapies in Clinical Practice in 2022 pulled 7 randomized controlled trials in patients with prediabetes and type 2 diabetes. Across all of them, flaxseed supplementation produced meaningful reductions in fasting blood glucose, fasting insulin, HbA1c, and HOA-IR. That last one is a measure of insulin resistance, which is really the root of your condition. Even more striking, a 24-hour continuous glucose monitor study in the European Journal of Nutrition showed that when flax was eaten 3 times a day, 10 grams each time, blood sugar stayed more stable across the entire 24 hours, including overnight when most of my patients see those frustrating dawn spikes. And there's a bonus baked into these crackers. Apple cider vinegar. Small clinical studies have shown that vinegar consumed before a carb-heavy meal lowers the post-meal glucose rise. Layer that on top of the flax, and you've got 2 mechanisms quietly working for you in the same bite. One honest warning: these crackers don't taste like a Ritz. They taste earthy, a little tangy. Give your tongue about a week to adjust. It will. If crackers aren't doing it for you and you want something with real bite and serious protein, then number 3 is going to change how you think about snacking entirely. Number 3 on my list is actually 2 snacks rolled into one category because they belong together. Roasted chickpeas and roasted edamame. If you've never picked these up, you're walking past one of the smartest aisles in the grocery store. The Vienna brand for chickpeas, the only bean for edamame. Those are the ones I point my patients toward most often. Here's why I love them. A /4 cup of roasted chickpeas runs about 120 calories with 18 grams of carbs, 5 grams of fiber, and 6 grams of protein. Edamame is even more dramatic. A single serving gives you 11 grams of protein, 4 grams of fiber, and only 3 grams of carbs. That's a protein to carb ratio you simply cannot get from a cracker, no matter how clean it is. A 2024 roundup, published on Eating Well written by registered dietitians, ranked the only bean crunchy roasted edamame as the #1 supermarket snack for blood sugar control. And the edamame has a quiet extra weapon, isoflavone. These are compounds from the soybean that have been studied for their ability to improve how your body handles glucose, particularly in older adults. Now, I need to give you a fair warning on the chickpeas. That 18 grams of total carbs is real. The fiber softens the blow, but it doesn't erase it. A /4 cup is the line. Don't sit in front of the TV with the whole bag in your lap. I've had patients tell me, but Dr. Whitmore, they're healthy. Healthy in a measured portion. A whole bag is still 70+ grams of carbs walking into your bloodstream. When you're shopping, skip the flavored versions. Honey roasted, BBQ, sweet chili, all of them sneak sugar back in. Stick with sea salt or lightly seasoned. Sprinkle them over a Greek yogurt bowl, toss them on a salad in place of croutons, or eat them straight as a midday handful. Quick check-in with me before we move on. When's the last time you finished a snack and felt genuinely satisfied and in control of your blood sugar? Was it this morning, yesterday, or honestly, can you not remember? Tell me in the comments because the next snack on my list might just be the one you've been missing. Stepping into #4, and this is where we shift gears completely from plant snacks to clean single-ingredient meat sticks and jerky. I'm talking about the epic-style meat bars, grass-fed beef sticks, free-range chicken sticks, the kind where you flip the package over and the ingredient list reads like a sentence you can actually pronounce. One stick, roughly 28 grams, gives you 9 to 11 grams of protein, 0 to 1 gram of net carbs, and 5 to 8 grams of fat. That's a near-perfect snack profile for someone managing blood sugar after 60. The science on protein and glucose control is sharper than most people realize. A study in Nutrients in 2022 compared younger men with men averaging 78 years old. When protein was consumed alongside glucose, the post-meal blood sugar response dropped significantly with a p-value below 0.001, and the effect held in the older group. That's important because a lot of nutrition research only includes young, healthy adults. This one didn't. It included you. The American Diabetes Association now formally recognizes high-protein, low-carb snacks as part of a sound glucose management strategy. Picture protein. In this way, your bloodstream is a hill, and glucose is a car rolling down it. Carbs alone, no brakes. The car goes flying. Protein is the brake pedal. It doesn't stop the car, it just keeps it from crashing at the bottom. Now, the warning, and please listen to this part carefully because the jerky aisle is full of traps. Skip anything labeled teriyaki, honey BBQ, sweet and spicy. Those flavors hide 2 to 6 grams of added sugar per serving. Your rule when picking up a stick is simple: under 5 grams of carbs over 10 grams of protein, and critically under 300 milligrams of sodium per serving. Choose uncured or nitrate-free on the label. That sodium number matters more than I can stress enough. If you're already on a blood pressure medication, 1 stick a day is your ceiling. 2 is pushing it. Keep them where you'll need them. A stick in your purse, 1 in the desk drawer, 1 in the glove compartment. Because cravings don't wait for you to get home and prepare something sensible. Snack #5 is the one that surprises every patient I tell because most of them assume it's junk food. The science says something very different. Here we are at #5. And this is the one I promised would surprise you. Pork rind. Yes, you heard me correctly. The same pork rind you probably wrote off as gas station junk food 30 years ago. Done right. Baked, not deep-fried and plain, not flavored. They are one of the only truly zero-carb crunchy snacks on the planet. Look at the label of a baked pork rind. Like the Epic brand, a 14-gram serving gives you 80 calories, 9 grams of protein, 6 grams of fat, 0 grams of carbohydrate, and 0 grams of sugar. That's not a marketing claim. That's USDA nutrition data confirmed across every major nutritional database. A snack with no carbs cannot, by definition, raise your blood sugar. There's a quiet bonus here too. Pork rind are essentially fried pork skin, which means they're rich in collagen protein. For someone in their 60 seconds or 70 seconds dealing with stiff knees, achy hands, thinning skin, That collagen is doing a small favor your joints will quietly appreciate. But I want to be honest with you because I always am. Pork rind are not a superfood. I'm not putting them on a pedestal. What they are is an honest, zero-carb option for those moments when nothing but a loud, salty crunch will scratch the itch. 2 warnings before you go shopping. The sodium runs anywhere from 210 to 520 milligrams per serving. If you have high blood pressure, that single serving is your hard limit for the day. And steer clear of the flavored versions. BBQ, nacho cheese, hot and spicy. Those are loaded with maltodextrin, which spikes blood sugar almost as fast as table sugar. Plain only. Use them smartly. Dip them in guacamole instead of tortilla chips. Crumble them on a salad in place of croutons. Use them as breading for baked chicken thighs. Now, here comes the part I told you to stick around for. Because even if you never buy a single snack on this list, the technique I'm about to share with you can drop your blood sugar spikes by up to 37% all on its own. Life is going to put snacks in front of you that aren't on any list I could ever give you. You'll be at your granddaughter's birthday party. You'll be at a neighbor's barbecue. You'll be standing in your own kitchen at 900p.m, wanting the tortilla chips that are sitting right there in the cabinet. You can't outrun every temptation, and frankly, you shouldn't have to. So instead of asking you to be perfect, let me teach you something far more powerful. A technique, not a food. It's called eating protein first. Sounds almost too simple to matter. It isn't. In 2015, researchers at Weill Cornell Medical College, led by Dr. Lewis Aaron, who holds the Sanford, their Weill Chair in Metabolic Research, ran a study published in Diabetes Care. They took patients with type 2 diabetes and gave them the exact same meal twice on 2 different days. The only thing that changed was the order. One day, carbs first. The other day, protein and vegetables first, carbs at the end. Same plate, same calories, same patient. The results were stunning. When protein and vegetables came first, blood glucose dropped 29% at the 30-minute mark, 37% at 60 minutes, and 17% even 2 hours later. Insulin levels fell sharply too, from nothing more than rearranging the order of bites on a fork. A follow-up study in BMJ Open Diabetes Research and Care in 2020 confirmed the same effect in people with prediabetes. So this isn't just for one stage of the disease. It works across the spectrum. Dr. A1 summed it up beautifully. He said, instead of saying, "Don't eat that" to patients, clinicians might instead say, "Eat this before that." Read that twice. That sentence might be one of the most freeing things you'll hear all year. Here's how you apply it in your own kitchen. Before you open the bag of regular chips, eat 1 or 2 cheese sticks or a few slices of clean jerky or a small handful of almonds. Wait 10 to 15 minutes, then have your chips. The portion still matters. Don't fool yourself there. But the spike that used to follow won't be the same spike. William, 71, came to me 3 years after his type 2 diagnosis. He'd been a Sunday football man his whole adult life. Tortilla chips on the coffee table, game on the screen, his wife next to him. After his diagnosis, he gave up the chips entirely, but he told me, "Doctor, the joy went out of Sunday afternoons." His wife pulled me aside at one visit and said even watching the game wasn't the same anymore. We didn't take chips away. We added 2 cheese sticks before kickoff. 6 months later, his post-game glucose spikes had dropped meaningfully. His A1C had fallen from 7.3 to 6.7, and the line he gave me at that follow-up was the one I won't forget. "I got my Sundays back. If a 10-minute delay can change your blood sugar this much, why aren't more people doing this?" So, here's where it all lands. A diabetes diagnosis was never supposed to mean the end of the small pleasures. The crunch of a cracker in the afternoon, the bag of something salty during the game, the ritual of having something in your hand while you watch the world go by. 2 rules carry you through. Choose snacks rich in fiber and protein. And when the snack in front of you doesn't fit those rules, eat protein first. Managing your blood sugar isn't about deprivation. It's about understanding. Now for what you can actually do this week tonight. Do a pantry audit. Pull every crunchy snack off your shelves and read the labels using a simple 3-point check. Net carbs of 5 grams or less per serving. Protein of 5 grams or more and 0 added sugar. Whatever fails, set it aside. This week, buy just one of the 5 snacks I mentioned. Don't go overboard. Start with the easiest to find, either seed crackers or roasted chickpeas, just one, and try the protein first method one time. Before your next regular snack, eat a cheese stick. Wait 15 minutes, then eat your snack. Notice how your body feels. When you see your doctor next, ask this: could food sequencing be useful for my specific medication and meal pattern? I want to hear from you in the comments. Out of these 5 snacks, which one are you going to try first this week? And which crunchy temptation has been your biggest struggle since the day you got that diagnosis? Be honest with me. And if there's someone in your life, a spouse, a sibling, a friend who's been quietly giving up the foods they love because of their diabetes, please send them this video. They deserve to know they don't have to live in fear of every snack. I'm Dr. Claire Whitmore. I want you to enjoy your meals again. I want you to look forward to that afternoon crunch without the worry and to feel like you're in charge of your health, not the other way around. Everything I shared today is for education, not personal medical advice. And please do not stop or change any diabetes medication based on what you learned in this video. Always talk to your treating doctor first. Take care of yourself. Subscribe so I can see you again soon, and I'll be right here waiting for you in the next one.